Hey everybody, how you doing? This is James from Wix1.com, Wix1.com. This is a soft unboxing and review for the Google Nexus 4. There's the box. The best of Google, apparently. Usual descriptions on the bottom. Let's get it out. There's the device. We'll just kind of put this to the side for a short second while we get the rest of it out. Quick start guide. Safety tips. Reasonably long USB cord. Nice kind of rubbery feel, I guess. More durable than most is my first guess. Handy dandy USB charger block. And there's this kind of crazy looking SIM key. That's about it. And here goes the phone. Here we have the Google Nexus 4, manufactured by LG. It's a touchscreen device, 8 megapixel camera, quad core, 1.5 gigahertz. There's the fancy dancy back. It's got the kind of reflective back surface, but I've left that plastic on just for protective reasons. Nice 8 megapixel camera with LED flash. There's the headphone jack, and looks like a speaker or a microphone. There's the bottom. There's only one out for your USB, and on to the left and to the right is just some screws, because this is a non-removable battery. Just a power button, and up and down volume with the SIM card guy. So good, bad, or indifferent? This is the Nexus 4, and so this is the flagship device at this point from Google. This is a pure Google experience, and as such, you would expect there would be reasonably updated software changes whenever you need them or whenever they're required. So this device is actually pretty comfortable to hold in the hand. Because of these tapered edges down the side and like a kind of rubberized feel on the side, it's really very comfortable. It's a nice looking phone. It's quite aesthetically pleasing. So I would say just right out of the box, it's a very nice looking device, and should appeal to most people. Now, while this is a new device, it's been around a little while, but not everybody's taken to it because it's not really in the carriers. And so Google has opted to sell this from their own store, the Google Play Store. While it is a lot cheaper to get it from them, basically $309 for the 8 gig version, and the 16 gig version will get you about $359 before taxes and shipping. So it's probably worthwhile getting it from Google than from a carrier in most cases. While it will take a little while to get to you, probably a week or two to get to you, the savings are worth it, in my opinion. This device is quite nice, actually. It has a very nice sharp display. The sound volume is pretty good, but it's not exactly perfect as far as quality is concerned. I've experienced a little bit of muffling here and there, not too much. Still a very good sound quality. I use a Blue Ink Q2 headset with this, and it's been pretty good. So I haven't had any actual problems with it. It's been fairly good from my tests. The side button basically gets you going. I do a pattern to get going into the screen. This is a high quality screen. It's pretty much HD. Along the top you've got Google Now and the usual suspects as far as the Android layout is concerned. The capacitive buttons are around the bottom, the home, and history, and then go back. You can remove the Google search bar, but then you don't really get your space back. Yes, it's gone, but at the same time, you're not getting it back. So they want you to have it there, and well, they figure it's useful anyway to have Google Now, and it's a very good service to say the least. What most people are probably wondering is how fast is it, how responsive is it, how good is the quality, and why should I get this over something else like an iPhone 5 or Galaxy S3? Well, in my tests, this is a very responsive, quick device, and it's quite nice. The responsiveness is really second to none. The quad core does show in the optimization. This is Android 4.2.2, and I believe that any new versions that are required will show up. The Android Play Store does have quite a few titles to choose from, and I've noticed from previous Android devices, this one appears to be best optimized. Because it doesn't rely on TouchWiz or any third-party user interface, it seems to function quite quick and responsively. So I would say that this is quite nice. Some of the more interesting things about how this is really working is really in the user experience. I found it really fluid, going from page to page, up and down, whereas you can't see it in the camera, but when you're using it, you get this kind of soft plush feel, for lack of better words. And really, it's quite nice. And when you get used to it, it's really a comfortable user experience. The back of the device is glass, and some people, depending on your usage and how you use phones, you may crack it. So I would say be careful. It's not as temperamental as you might think, but it is glass, just like an iPhone 4S would have been, and so you really should be careful. It is Gorilla Glass too, but anything with glass at some point will crack. So get a case, and you should be all right. There is a bumper available for this from Google. The reason there's a bumper is because there's some antenna attenuation issues. Just like with the iPhone, if you grip it, it does have that signal issue. But I don't hold the phone to speak with. I use a headset, so it doesn't bother me very much. So for people that do, I would suggest getting the $20 bumper case from Google or any other place that you can find one. So that's for the attenuation reasons. And if you use a headset, then you don't need to care, and you should be just fine. So the device is really quite thin. Let's take a look. So it's pretty thin, right? Here, let's measure it up against my BlackBerry 9900 here. Okay, so we'll just go like, side by side there. All right. So it's a little bit thinner than the 9900. Not by much, but it is. And it's, for some reason, it feels lighter than the 9900. I don't know why, but it really does. Maybe it's just balanced better, or because it is quite a bit taller. So if we'll put it up, side by side, you'll see that it's a bit taller. This is a 4.7-inch display, whereas the 9900 is not. It's quite a bit smaller. These two are not really comparable in the comparison modes because they're totally different devices, so you shouldn't really pit one against the other. It's just for width and height. We wanted to show the differences. Day to day, I've been trying to use this as a daily driver, and I've used it, with the email. I found that it was pretty good. You can set it to about 5 minutes for it to respond to new emails, and that's pretty good because before I noticed it was only 15 minutes on a Galaxy S3 on Android, and really 15 minutes is a long time to wait for your email. And being a BlackBerry user, you're not going to wait that long. your your attention span will really peak by the time you get your email. So I would say it's pretty nice to have it at 5 minutes. It still has the drop-down menus, and they're very smooth and clean. I would say that people are trying to get used to a new device like this. It's really nice overall, and I got a feeling that it was a baked-in feel. I did have one problem with the device using Chrome, and that is the default browser. It has a little problem with JavaScript. Some things don't render the way they should, but I'm sure it's a minor glitch and can be fixed relatively easily. I did try a different browser. In this case, it was Firefox for mobile, and it rendered fine. Day to day, using the Chrome browser, it was very fast, very fluid, very good. But in some minor cases, I found a few minor issues, and I expect at some point it'll be fixed. Other than that, everything worked very well. Things were very responsive to start up. So if I chose, say, like this Uber Twitter here, it jumped right out and it was clean and fast. There's no checkerboarding of any kind. It just zinged right by, and I had no problems. Same thing with web pages. Loading up web pages like the brand new Wix1.com. It rendered very quickly, and I had no slowdowns, and there was no problems. So I would say that this is a fast device. It's a quad core, and so what can I say? There is no reason not to buy this device. It's a quality device that is quad core and 2 gig of RAM minus the LTE. Google recently removed the LTE because it was not part of their game plan, apparently. So did I really notice that it wasn't having LTE? Not really. It was just as fast as a Galaxy S3. And in some cases, some people measured it up against an iPhone 5. And, well, it seemed to win. Am I missing the LTE? No. Depending on your area, you may beg to differ. This has been the Google Nexus 4. Wix1.com.